Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for gathering here today. Let me start with a question. How well do you know yourself? And I don't mean your job, your name, or your favorite food. I mean your mind, your behaviors, the choices you make every single day. Because understanding human behavior is not just about others, it's about mastering yourself. We're diving into 50 psychology facts that unveil the mysteries of our minds and actions. We won't just skim the surface, we'll explore what makes us tick, what drives our decisions, and how we connect with others. Our actions, more often than not, are guided by forces beneath the surface. For instance, over 60% of what we communicate isn't through words, it's through body language. A raised eyebrow, a nervous shuffle, or even a subtle smile can say more than 1,000 words. Emotions play a pivotal role in shaping human behavior, often overshadowing logic and rational thinking. While we like to believe we are logical beings, making decisions based on careful reasoning, the reality is far more complex. Emotions serve as an internal compass, guiding our choices and reactions, often at a subconscious level. They are powerful forces that can influence decisions in ways we may not fully understand or even recognize. When faced with a decision, our emotional state can drastically alter the outcome. For instance, if you're feeling happy and confident, you may take risks or pursue opportunities that seem daunting on another day. Conversely, if you're stressed or anxious, you might choose the safest path, even if it's not the most rewarding. These emotional responses are deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. They are survival mechanisms that helped our ancestors make quick decisions in life-threatening situations. While we may not be fleeing predators today, our brains still rely on these emotional cues to navigate complex social and personal landscapes. Emotions also have a profound impact on memory. Research shows that we are more likely to remember events that are emotionally charged. This is why you can vividly recall a moment of intense joy or heartbreak from years ago, but might struggle to remember what you had for lunch last Tuesday. Emotions essentially tag memories with importance, ensuring that experiences tied to strong feelings remain accessible. This mechanism not only influences how we perceive the past, but also shapes how we play. If a particular event triggered happiness or success, we are more likely to repeat actions associated with it. On the other hand, memories tied to fear or failure might lead to avoidance behaviors. Advertising and marketing often capitalize on the power of emotions to drive consumer behavior. A well-crafted commercial doesn't just present logical reasons to buy a product, it tells a story that evokes feelings. Whether it's the joy of a family gathering over a specific brand of coffee or the exhilaration of driving a luxury car, these emotional appeals create connections that logic alone cannot. People may not need a particular item, but if it resonates emotionally, offering comfort, status, or excitement, they are far more likely to make a purchase. This emotional influence extends beyond consumer goods. It also impacts political campaigns, social movements, and even personal relationships. In interpersonal interactions, emotions often take precedence over rationality. For example, an argument with a loved one might escalate not because of the original issue, but due to the emotions it stirs up. Anger, frustration, or hurt can cloud judgment, making it difficult to see the situation clearly. In these moments, logic might tell you to step back and evaluate the problem calmly, but the emotional brain takes control, leading to reactions that may not align with your intentions or values. Recognizing this dynamic is crucial for effective communication and conflict resolution. By becoming aware of how emotions drive your responses, you can take a step back, process your feelings, and approach situations with greater clarity. At the societal level, emotions also play a significant role in decision-making processes that affect communities and nations. Fear, for instance, is a powerful motivator that can unite people against perceived threats, but can also lead to irrational decisions, such as overreacting to risks or scapegoating others. Similarly, hope can inspire movements for change, encouraging individuals to take action toward a collective goal. These emotional undercurrents shape public opinion, drive policy decisions, and influence the course of history. One of the most fascinating aspects of emotional influence is how it operates beneath the surface. Often, we are not even aware of how our feelings shape our decisions. Studies in psychology have demonstrated that people who are in a good mood tend to be more generous, more trusting, and more likely to take risks. On the other hand, negative emotions like sadness or anger can lead to more cautious or defensive behavior. These unconscious influences reveal the depth of emotions' impact on our daily lives. Emotions are not inherently good or bad, they are tools. The key lies in understanding and managing them effectively. Emotional intelligence, which involves recognizing, understanding, and regulating emotions, is a critical skill for navigating both personal and professional relationships. By developing this awareness, individuals can make decisions that align more closely with their goals and values rather than being swayed by fleeting emotional states. Emotions are a double-edged sword. They can lead to impulsive decisions and misjudgments, but they also enrich our lives, add depth to our experiences, and connect us to others in meaningful ways. Acknowledging their power and learning to harness it can transform not only how we make decisions, but also how we live and relate to the world around us. Body language is an unspoken yet powerful form of communication that conveys emotions, intentions, and attitudes without a single word. It plays a vital role in human interaction, often speaking louder and more truthfully than verbal expressions. Research suggests that over 60% of communication is nonverbal, highlighting the importance of understanding and interpreting body language to better connect with others and navigate social dynamics. Every gesture, posture, or movement has meaning. When you meet someone for the first time, their body language provides immediate impressions before any conversation begins. A firm handshake, direct eye contact, or a relaxed posture can convey confidence and openness. Conversely, crossed arms, a lack of eye contact, or fidgeting may indicate discomfort, disinterest, or defensiveness. These subtle cues help us form judgments, often subconsciously, about trustworthiness, competence, or likability. In many cases, the impression formed through body language is more influential than the words being spoken. Body language is also a window into emotions. It reveals feelings that people may not openly express, either because they are unaware of them or because they are trying to conceal them. For example, a person saying they're fine while avoiding eye contact or clenching their fists might be experiencing stress or anger. Similarly, a genuine smile, characterized by the activation of muscles around the eyes, communicates true happiness or warmth, while a forced smile often fails to engage the same muscles and can appear insensitive. By paying attention to these nonverbal signals, we can better understand others and respond to their emotional states more effectively. Cultural differences play a significant role in how body language is interpreted. A gesture that signifies agreement or respect in one culture might have a completely different meaning in another. For instance, maintaining direct eye contact is often seen as a sign of confidence and honesty in Western cultures, but in some Eastern cultures, it can be interpreted as disrespectful or confrontational. Understanding these cultural nuances is essential, particularly in a world that is increasingly interconnected, where cross-cultural communication is more common than ever. In professional settings, body language can make or break opportunities. During job interviews, presentations, or negotiations, nonverbal cues often leave a lasting impression. A confident speaker uses gestures to emphasize points, maintains eye contact with the audience, and avoids closed-off postures, such as crossing their arms. On the other hand, slouching, avoiding eye contact, or excessive fidgeting can undermine credibility and distract from the message being delivered. Mastering positive body language can enhance one's ability to persuade, influence, and lead effectively. Body language is not only about how others perceive us, but also about how we perceive ourselves. Psychologist Amy Cuddy's research on power poses demonstrates how adopting certain body positions can influence confidence and stress levels. Standing tall, with arms open and shoulders back, not only projects confidence to others, but also helps the individual feel more powerful and in control. This phenomenon, known as embodied cognition, shows that our body language can shape our thoughts and emotions, just as our emotions shape our body language. One of the fascinating aspects of body language is how much of it operates subconsciously. People often mirror the body language of those they are interacting with, a phenomenon known as mirroring. This subconscious mimicry helps build rapport and connection, signaling that we are attuned to the other person. For example, if someone leans forward during a conversation, their conversational partner might instinctively do the same, creating a sense of alignment and mutual understanding. This dynamic is particularly useful in building trust, whether in personal relationships or professional interactions. Detecting deception is another area where body language plays a critical role. While some people are skilled at lying with words, their nonverbal cues often give them away. Micro-expressions, fleeting facial expressions that reveal genuine emotions, are challenging to control and can betray feelings of guilt, fear, or discomfort. Other signs, such as excessive blinking, avoiding eye contact, or sudden changes in posture, might also indicate dishonesty. However, it's essential to interpret these cues in context, as they may also be signs of nervousness or stress unrelated to deceit. Body language also plays a significant role in group dynamics. In meetings or social gatherings, the way individuals position themselves in relation to others can reveal power structures, alliances, or underlying tensions. For instance, the person who occupies the most central or elevated position in a room often commands attention, whether consciously or unconsciously. Similarly, subtle cues like leaning in, nodding, or mirroring gestures signal engagement, agreement, while turning away or crossing arms might indicate disinterest or opposition. In romantic relationships, body language is a critical form of communication. From the initial stages of attraction to maintaining long-term connection, nonverbal cues convey interest, affection, and commitment. Prolonged eye contact, open body posture, and physical touch are signs of closeness and intimacy. Misreading or ignoring these signals, however, can lead to misunderstandings and missed opportunities for deeper connection. Understanding body language is a skill that requires observation, practice, and sensitivity to context. It is not an exact science, as individual differences, situational factors influence nonverbal behavior. However, becoming more attuned to body language can enhance communication, improve relationships, and help us navigate both personal and professional interactions with greater confidence and insight. In essence, mastering body language unlocks a deeper level of understanding in the art of human connection. Beliefs are the foundation of human behavior, shaping thoughts, decisions, and actions in profound ways. They are the mental frameworks through which people interpret the world, giving meaning to experiences and guiding responses to various situations. Interestingly, beliefs often exert their influence regardless of whether they are based on objective truths or subjective perceptions. This remarkable power of belief demonstrates its role as a driving force in both personal development and societal progress. Beliefs are formed through a combination of life experiences, cultural influences, upbringing, and even genetic predispositions. From a young age, individuals absorb beliefs from their environment, including those imparted by parents, teachers, peers, and the broader society. For instance, a child who grows up in a supportive and encouraging environment may develop a belief in their own abilities, fostering confidence and a willingness to take risks. Conversely, a child exposed to criticism and negativity may form limiting beliefs that hinder their potential. Once established, beliefs act as mental filters, influencing how people perceive and interpret the world. They affect how situations are evaluated, what opportunities are pursued, and how challenges are approached. For example, someone who believes in their capacity to learn and grow is likely to view failure as a stepping stone to success. They are more inclined to persist through difficulties, seek feedback, and adapt their strategies. On the other hand, a person who holds a fixed mindset, believing their abilities are static, may avoid challenges altogether, fearing failure as a reflection of their inadequacy. Beliefs are self-reinforcing. When people strongly believe something, they subconsciously seek evidence to confirm it while ignoring or discounting evidence to the contrary. This phenomenon, known as confirmation bias, perpetuates existing beliefs, whether they are empowering or limiting. For instance, A person who believes they are unlucky may focus exclusively on negative events in their life, reinforcing the idea that luck is never on their side. In contrast, someone who believes in their ability to create their own opportunities will notice moments where their actions lead to positive outcomes, reinforcing their sense of agency. The power of belief extends to physical and mental health. Studies have shown that individuals who believe in their ability to recover from illness are more likely to engage in behaviors that promote healing, such as following medical advice, maintaining a positive attitude, and adopting healthy lifestyles. This phenomenon is vividly illustrated by the placebo effect, where patients experience real improvements in health after receiving a treatment with no active ingredients, simply because they believe it will work. Conversely, negative beliefs about health, such as the expectation of chronic pain or deterioration, can contribute to worse outcomes, highlighting the profound connection between mindset and well-being. Beliefs also shape interpersonal relationships. How individuals view themselves and others influences their behavior and social interactions. For example, someone who believes in the inherent goodness of people is more likely to approach others with trust and openness, fostering positive connections. Conversely, a person who believes that others are untrustworthy or self-serving may approach relationships with suspicion, creating barriers to genuine connection. These beliefs often become self-fulfilling prophecies, as the way people treat others elicits corresponding behaviors, reinforcing their initial assumptions.
At a broader level, collective beliefs influence societal norms, values, and progress. Shared beliefs within a community or culture shape laws, traditions, and priorities.
For instance, the belief in equality and human rights has driven movements for social justice, leading to significant advancements in areas such as civil rights, gender equality, and LGBTQ rights. Similarly, belief in innovation and progress has fueled scientific discoveries and technological breakthroughs, propelling humanity forward. Conversely, deeply ingrained prejudices or dogmatic beliefs can hinder progress, perpetuating cycles of discrimination or resistance to change. Beliefs can also act as a double-edged sword. While empowering beliefs can drive success and resilience, limiting beliefs can create barriers that seem insurmountable. A common example is the belief in personal limitations, such as thinking, "I'm not smart enough, I can't do this," or "I'll never succeed." These thoughts, repeated over time, become internalized truths that restrict growth and potential. However, the good news is that beliefs are not fixed, they can be challenged and reshaped. Through self-awareness, education, and deliberate effort, individuals can replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, unlocking new possibilities for growth and achievement. One of the most powerful aspects of belief is its ability to inspire action. When individuals or groups deeply believe in a cause, they are often willing to invest significant time, energy, and resources to bring it to fruition. History is replete with examples of people who changed the world because of their unwavering belief in a vision, whether it was ending apartheid, landing on the moon, or building movements that redefine societal norms. This underscores the importance of cultivating beliefs that align with values and aspirations, as they serve as the foundation for meaningful action. Beliefs are not just abstract ideas, they are dynamic forces that shape reality. They influence emotions, behaviors, and outcomes in ways that are both subtle and profound. Understanding the power of belief is essential for personal growth and success, as well as for fostering positive change in the world. By examining and reshaping beliefs, individuals can break free from limitations, embrace their potential, and contribute to a more hopeful and inspired future. In this way, belief becomes not only a lens through which we view the world, but also a tool for transforming it. Humans are inherently social creatures, and the need to belong drives many of their behaviors. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon that reflects this deep-seated desire. It refers to the tendency of individuals to look to others for guidance on how to think, feel, and act, particularly in uncertain situations. This instinct to conform to group behavior is rooted in evolution, where aligning with the group often increased the chances of survival. Today, it continues to influence decision-making in profound and sometimes surprising ways. Imagine being in a new city and searching for a place to eat. You come across two restaurants, one bustling with activity and the other nearly empty. Even without tasting the food or knowing the quality, most people would choose the busier establishment. This is social proof in action. The crowd is perceived as an indicator of quality, leading individuals to follow the group's lead. The logic is simple: if so many people have chosen it, it must be good. While this heuristic often simplifies decision-making, it is not always accurate, as popularity doesn't always equate to quality or suitability. Social proof manifests in various forms and contexts. In the digital age, it is particularly visible on social media platforms, e-commerce websites, and online reviews. For example, a product with thousands of positive reviews or a social media post with countless likes and shares is more likely to attract attention and further engagement. People assume that if so many others have approved or endorsed something, it must be worth their time or money. This ripple effect amplifies the influence of social proof, creating trends and viral sensations. In marketing, businesses harness the power of social proof to drive sales and build trust. Testimonials, endorsements, and user-generated content all leverage this principle. Seeing real people share their positive experiences with a product or service reassures potential customers that they're making the right choice. Celebrity endorsements take this a step further, combining the appeal of social proof with the influence of aspirational figures. If a beloved actor or athlete uses a product, fans are more likely to follow suit, associating the product with success, reliability, or prestige. Social proof also plays a critical role in group dynamics and societal norms. It helps establish what is considered acceptable, desirable, or normal within a particular culture or community. When enough people adopt a behavior, it becomes the standard, encouraging others to follow suit. This process can lead to positive change, such as widespread adoption of environmentally friendly practices or support for social justice movements. However, it can also perpetuate harmful norms or behaviors, as seen in the spread of misinformation, peer pressure, or herd mentality. One of the key factors that amplify the influence of social proof is uncertainty. When individuals lack information or experience in a situation, they are more likely to rely on others as a guide. For instance, a newcomer to a workplace may observe colleagues' habits and attitudes to understand the organization's culture and expectations. Similarly, during a crisis or emergency, people often look to others to determine the appropriate course of action. If the majority remains calm and orderly, individuals are likely to do the same. Conversely, if panic spreads, it can escalate quickly, as people mirror the behavior of those around them. Social proof is also closely tied to the concept of authority. People are more likely to trust and follow the actions of those they perceive as experts or leaders. This is why credentials, titles, and uniforms carry such weight in influencing decisions. For example, a doctor recommending a treatment or a renowned chef endorsing a brand of cookware carries significant persuasive power. However, this reliance on authority figures can be both a strength and a vulnerability, as it may lead individuals to blindly follow advice without critically evaluating its merit. While social proof often serves as a useful shortcut in decision-making, it is not without its pitfalls. The herd mentality it fosters can sometimes lead to irrational or harmful outcomes.
In financial markets, for instance, social proof can drive speculative bubbles as investors follow the crowd in buying overvalued assets. Similarly, it can perpetuate harmful stereotypes or exclusionary practices when societal norms are rooted in bias or inequality. Recognizing these potential drawbacks is essential for maintaining critical thinking and individuality in the face of social pressure. Despite these challenges, social proof remains a powerful tool for fostering connection and collaboration. It helps individuals navigate a complex world by providing cues about what to trust, value, or prioritize. By understanding its mechanisms, people can use social proof intentionally to influence positive behavior. For instance, highlighting examples of community members adopting healthy habits or supporting charitable causes can inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of constructive action. Social proof is a testament
to the interconnectedness of human beings. It reflects the deep need to belong, to learn from others, and to find common ground in a shared reality. While it has its limitations, its potential to guide individuals toward growth, understanding, and collective progress is immense. By being mindful of its influence, people can strike a balance between following the crowd and forging their own paths, ensuring that their actions align with both personal values and the greater good. The concept of cognitive biases is central to understanding how the human mind processes information and makes decisions. These mental shortcuts, or heuristics, help people navigate an overwhelmingly complex world by simplifying judgment and decision-making. However, they also introduce systematic errors, leading individuals to perceive and interpret reality in ways that are not always logical or accurate. These biases are deeply ingrained in the human psyche and influence behavior in profound and often subconscious ways. Cognitive biases stem from the brain's effort to manage vast amounts of information efficiently. Every day, people are bombarded with stimuli, from sensory data to complex social interactions. Processing all of this information analytically would be impossible, so the brain relies on shortcuts to save time and energy. While these shortcuts often lead to effective and quick decisions, they are not foolproof. Biases emerge when these shortcuts deviate from rationality, leading to flawed conclusions. One well-known cognitive bias is the confirmation bias, which reflects the tendency to seek out, interpret, and remember information that confirms pre-existing beliefs while ignoring or discounting evidence that contradicts them. For instance, someone who believes a particular diet is effective may focus solely on success stories while dismissing scientific studies that question its validity. This bias reinforces existing viewpoints, making it difficult for individuals to change their minds even in the face of compelling evidence. Another common bias is the availability heuristic, where people judge the likelihood of an event based on how easily examples come to mind. For example, after hearing about a plane crash in the news, individuals may overestimate the risk of flying, even though statistically, air travel remains one of the safest modes of transportation. This bias occurs because dramatic or recent events are more memorable, skewing perceptions of frequency or probability. The anchoring effect is another significant bias that influences decision-making. It occurs when people rely too heavily on the first piece of information they encounter, the anchor, when making judgments. For instance, if a store advertises a discount by showing a high original price, customers may perceive the discounted price as a great deal, even if it is still expensive. This initial anchor influences their assessment, often leading to suboptimal choices. Cognitive biases also play a role in how people perceive themselves and others. The fundamental attribution error, for example, describes the tendency to attribute others' behaviors to their character while overlooking situational factors. If a colleague misses a deadline, one might assume they are lazy or disorganized, ignoring potential external challenges like an overwhelming workload or personal difficulties. Conversely, people often attribute their own mistakes to circumstances, which reflects another bias called the actor-observer bias. In group settings, biases like groupthink can emerge, where the desire for consensus overrides critical evaluation of alternatives. Groupthink often leads to poor decision-making, as dissenting opinions are suppressed to maintain harmony. This bias has been linked to major historical and organizational failures, where the pressure to conform prevented groups from considering better options or recognizing potential risks. Cognitive biases are not inherently bad. They are evolutionary adaptations designed to help humans make quick decisions in uncertain environments. However, in the modern world, where decisions often require careful analysis and long-term planning, these biases can lead to errors with significant consequences. For example, in financial decision-making, biases like loss aversion, the tendency to prefer avoiding losses over acquiring equivalent gains, can lead investors to make overly conservative choices, missing opportunities for growth. The power of cognitive biases also extends to social interactions and relationships. Biases like the halo effect cause individuals to assume that someone who excels in one area is likely to excel in others. For instance, An attractive person might be perceived as more competent or trustworthy simply because of their appearance. This bias can influence hiring decisions, personal relationships, and even legal judgments. Despite their pervasive nature, cognitive biases can be mitigated with awareness and deliberate effort. Critical thinking and self-reflection are essential tools for recognizing biases in oneself and others. For instance, pausing to question whether a decision is influenced by an emotional reaction or a logical evaluation can help reduce the impact of biases like the availability heuristic or loss aversion. Seeking diverse perspectives and encouraging open dialogue can also counteract groupthink and broaden one's understanding. In professional and academic contexts, structured decision-making processes, such as weighing evidence objectively or using data-driven methods, can minimize the influence of cognitive biases. Similarly, in personal interactions, empathy and curiosity can help overcome biases like the fundamental attribution error by fostering a deeper understanding of others' circumstances and motivations. Cognitive biases are a double-edged sword. They are tools that have helped humanity survive and thrive by enabling quick judgments and adaptability. However, when left unchecked, they can lead to flawed decisions, misjudgments, and conflicts. By studying these biases and striving to counteract their negative effects, individuals can make more informed, balanced, and rational choices. This awareness not only improves personal outcomes but also fosters better communication and understanding in a world shaped by diverse perspectives and shared experiences. The placebo effect is a fascinating psychological and physiological phenomenon that demonstrates the power of belief and expectation in shaping human experiences. It occurs when individuals experience real changes in their health or well-being after receiving a treatment or intervention that has no active ingredients or therapeutic properties. This effect highlights the profound connection between the mind and body, showing that perception alone can influence physical and emotional outcomes. The placebo effect is most commonly observed in medical settings. For example, a patient given a sugar pill but told it is a powerful painkiller may report a significant reduction in pain. Similarly, a person who believes they have undergone a procedure to alleviate a chronic condition might experience relief even if no actual medical intervention occurred. These outcomes are not merely imagined, they often involve measurable physiological changes such as altered brain activity, hormone levels, or immune responses, which underscore the tangible impact of belief. One key factor driving the placebo effect is the expectation of improvement. When individuals anticipate positive results from a treatment, their brain can release chemicals such as endorphins and dopamine, which contribute to feelings of well-being and pain relief. This mechanism illustrates how the brain's expectation can trigger real biological processes that mimic the effects of actual treatments. The strength of this expectation can be influenced by factors like the appearance of the treatment, the authority of the person administering it, and the setting in which it is delivered. The placebo effect also extends beyond medical interventions. In fitness, individuals who believe they are using state-of-the-art equipment or following an effective workout program may perform better, or feel stronger, even if the equipment or program is no different from standard options. Similarly, in education, students who are told they are part of a high-achieving group may perform better on tests, regardless of their initial ability levels. These examples highlight the role of belief and perception in enhancing performance and outcomes across various aspects of life. Interestingly, the placebo effect is not limited to positive outcomes. There is also a counterpart known as the nocebo effect, where negative expectations lead to adverse outcomes. For instance, if someone is warned about potential side effects of a medication, they may experience those side effects even if they are taking a harmless placebo. This underscores the dual nature of belief. Just as positive expectations can promote healing and improvement, negative expectations can exacerbate discomfort or distress. The placebo effect raises important questions about the nature of healing and the role of perception in healthcare. While it is often discussed in the context of clinical trials, where placebos are used as controls to test the efficacy of new treatments, its implications go far beyond research. For healthcare providers, understanding the placebo effect can enhance the therapeutic relationship between patient and practitioner. The way a treatment is presented, the confidence of the provider, and the level of empathy shown during consultations can all influence a patient's expectations and consequently their outcomes. The placebo effect challenges conventional notions of what constitutes real treatment. If a patient's belief in a treatment can lead to genuine improvements, it suggests that the mind's role in healing is just as significant as the physical intervention itself. This perspective aligns with holistic approaches to medicine, which emphasize the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. It also highlights the potential for harnessing the placebo effect intentionally to complement traditional medical practices. Critics of the placebo effect argue that it may sometimes mask underlying conditions, delaying necessary treatment. However, proponents emphasize its ethical use in cases where it can enhance overall well-being without compromising medical integrity. For instance, placebo-based techniques can be employed to reduce reliance on medications with harmful side effects or to support patients in managing conditions where traditional interventions have limited efficacy. The placebo effect also has profound implications for self-improvement and personal growth. It demonstrates that belief and mindset are powerful tools for influencing one's experiences and outcomes. For example, adopting a positive attitude toward challenges can create a self-fulfilling cycle, where optimism leads to actions that generate better results. Similarly, practicing visualization or affirmations can reinforce confidence and motivation, leveraging the placebo effect to achieve personal goals. In scientific research, the placebo effect underscores the importance of rigorous study designs to separate the true efficacy of treatments from the influence of expectations. Double-blind, randomized controlled trials are the gold standard for this purpose, ensuring that neither the participants nor the researchers know who is receiving the active treatment versus the placebo. This methodology allows researchers to isolate the placebo effect and accurately assess a treatment's impact. The placebo effect is a testament to the power of the human mind. It reveals that belief and expectation can shape reality in ways that are both measurable and meaningful. By understanding and leveraging this phenomenon, individuals and professionals alike can enhance well-being, foster resilience, and promote a deeper appreciation for the interplay between perception and experience. Whether in medicine, education, or personal development, the placebo effect reminds us that the mind's potential to influence the body is both profound and inspiring. Emotions play a central role in shaping human behavior, influencing decisions, actions, and interpersonal interactions in profound ways. Despite the tendency to think of emotions as intangible or fleeting, they are rooted in biology and psychology, functioning as signals that guide individuals through the complexities of life. Every emotion, whether positive or negative, carries a purpose, often serving as a motivator, a protector, or a communicator. Understanding emotions and their influence is key to gaining insight into why people act the way they do. Emotions originate in the brain, particularly within structures like the amygdala, which is responsible for detecting threats and triggering responses, and the prefrontal cortex, which helps regulate emotional reactions. These processes occur rapidly, often bypassing conscious thought, which explains why emotions can feel automatic or overwhelming. For instance, the fear triggered by a sudden loud noise prompts a fight or flight response before a person has time to rationalize the situation. This rapid response mechanism has evolutionary roots, ensuring survival in dangerous situations. Emotions influence decision-making by prioritizing certain options or actions based on how they make a person feel. For example, a sense of joy or satisfaction can reinforce behaviors, making individuals more likely to repeat them, while feelings of guilt or regret can deter actions that are perceived as harmful or unwise. This emotional feedback loop helps people learn from their experiences, guiding them toward choices that align with their values and goals. Emotions can also cloud judgment, leading to impulsive or irrational decisions. A person who is angry might act aggressively without considering the consequences, while someone overwhelmed by sadness might withdraw from opportunities that could improve their situation. Emotional states like stress or anxiety can narrow focus, making it harder to see the bigger picture or think creatively. This dual nature of emotions as both guides and obstacles highlights the importance of emotional intelligence in managing their impact. Emotional intelligence involves the ability to recognize, understand, and regulate one's emotions, as well as empathize with the emotions of others. It plays a crucial role in building strong relationships, resolving conflicts, and navigating social dynamics. For instance, a leader who can remain calm under pressure and inspire confidence in their team is likely to be more effective than one who reacts emotionally to every challenge. Similarly, a friend who listens empathetically and validates another's feelings can strengthen bonds of trust and connection. Emotions are not isolated experiences, they are deeply interconnected with thoughts and behaviors. Cognitive processes such as interpretation and appraisal shape how emotions are experienced. For instance, two people might react differently to the same situation based on their perspectives. A rainy day could evoke frustration in someone planning an outdoor event, while providing a sense of comfort and relaxation to someone who enjoys staying indoors. These differing responses illustrate how emotions are influenced by subjective interpretations of reality. Cultural and social factors also shape emotional experiences and expressions. In some cultures, expressing emotions openly is encouraged, while in others, restraint is valued. These norms influence how people manage and communicate their feelings, affecting interpersonal relationships and social harmony. For example, in a collectivist society that prioritizes group harmony, individuals might suppress negative emotions to avoid conflict, while in an individualist culture, expressing one's emotions might be seen as an important aspect of authenticity and self-expression. Emotions serve as powerful communicators, often conveying more information than words. Facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language reveal emotional states, allowing others to understand feelings without explicit explanation. A smile can signal friendliness and approachability, while a frown can indicate disapproval or concern. This nonverbal communication fosters connection and empathy, enabling people to navigate complex social interactions effectively. Despite their importance, emotions are sometimes misunderstood or stigmatized, particularly negative ones like anger, sadness, or fear. While these emotions can be uncomfortable, they serve essential purposes. Anger, for instance, can signal a violation of boundaries, prompting action to address injustice. Sadness allows for processing loss and finding meaning, while fear helps identify risks and prepare for challenges. By acknowledging and accepting all emotions, rather than suppressing or avoiding them, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of themselves and their needs. Managing emotions effectively requires a combination of self-awareness and practical strategies. Techniques like mindfulness, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend can help individuals process their feelings and gain perspective. Physical activities such as exercise or deep breathing can also regulate emotional states by reducing stress and releasing endorphins. Over time, developing these habits strengthens resilience, enabling people to cope with challenges and recover from setbacks more effectively. Emotions also play a role in creativity, motivation, and personal growth. Passion and enthusiasm fuel innovation and persistence, while moments of introspection during sadness or uncertainty can lead to profound self-discovery. Even negative experiences, when processed constructively, can provide valuable lessons and opportunities for transformation. This dynamic interplay between emotions and growth highlights their significance in shaping not just actions but also the trajectory of one's life. Emotions are an integral part of what it means to be human. They add richness and depth to experiences, connecting people to themselves and to others in meaningful ways. By understanding and embracing emotions, both their strengths and their challenges, individuals can lead more balanced, fulfilling lives. Emotions are not obstacles to overcome, they are guides to be understood, offering insight, direction, and connection in the journey of life. The concept of mental energy, often described as willpower or cognitive stamina, is a cornerstone in understanding human behavior. Mental energy is the finite resource that powers focus, decision-making, self-control, and persistence. It's what enables people to resist temptations, stay disciplined, and tackle complex problems. However, like physical energy, mental energy can be depleted through overuse, which impacts performance, emotional regulation, and overall productivity. Understanding how mental energy works and how to replenish it can help individuals optimize their actions and make better choices. Mental energy is closely tied to the brain's executive functions, primarily governed by the prefrontal cortex. This region is responsible for higher-order tasks like planning, decision-making, and impulse control. Every time a person makes a decision, suppresses an urge, or solves a problem, their mental energy is taxed. For instance, resisting the temptation to check social media while working or making a series of small decisions about what to eat or where consumes a portion of this finite resource. Over time, this cumulative demand can lead to a phenomenon known as decision fatigue, where the ability to make effective decisions diminishes as mental energy depletes. Decision fatigue explains why people often make poorer choices later in the day or after periods of sustained mental effort. For example, a person who has spent their day tackling challenging tasks may find it harder to resist unhealthy food or procrastination in the evening. This depletion of mental energy can also affect self-control, making it more difficult to maintain discipline or regulate emotions. When mental energy runs low, people are more likely to act impulsively or revert to habits, whether good or bad. The interplay between mental energy and habits is crucial. Habits are behaviors that have become automatic through repetition, requiring little to no conscious effort. Because habits don't demand much mental energy, they serve as a way to conserve cognitive resources. This is why developing positive habits, such as exercising regularly or organizing tasks in advance, can reduce the mental load and free up energy for more demanding activities. Conversely, negative habits can perpetuate cycles of low productivity and poor decision-making, draining energy without meaningful progress. The environment plays a significant role in mental energy management. A cluttered, noisy, or distracting setting can increase cognitive load, leaving less energy for tasks that require deep focus. By contrast, a well-organized and serene environment can support mental clarity and efficiency. For instance, minimizing unnecessary decisions, such as by setting routines or simplifying daily choices, can help conserve mental energy for more important matters. This is why some highly productive individuals streamline their lives by automating mundane tasks, like meal planning or outfit selection. Replenishing mental energy is just as important as managing it effectively. Rest and recovery are essential to maintaining cognitive stamina. Activities like getting enough sleep, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in hobbies can recharge mental energy and improve overall well-being. Sleep, in particular, is critical because it allows the brain to consolidate memories, process emotions, and reset for the next day. Without adequate rest, mental energy remains depleted, leading to reduced productivity and increased susceptibility to stress. Physical health also influences mental energy. Regular exercise has been shown to boost cognitive function and enhance mood by increasing blood flow to the brain and releasing endorphins. Similarly, a balanced diet that includes brain-friendly nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and complex carbohydrates supports sustained mental performance. Hydration is another often overlooked factor, as even mild dehydration can impair cognitive function and concentration. Emotion regulation is another key aspect of mental energy management. Negative emotions like stress, anxiety, and frustration are particularly draining, consuming significant mental resources and leaving less energy for other tasks. Developing emotional resilience through techniques like meditation, journaling, or seeking social support can help individuals navigate challenges without depleting their energy reserves. For example, reframing a stressful situation as an opportunity for growth can shift perspective and reduce the emotional toll. Purpose and motivation also impact how mental energy is allocated and sustained. When individuals are deeply engaged in meaningful work or activities they are passionate about, they often experience a state of flow, an optimal zone of focus where energy feels almost limitless. Conversely, tasks that feel monotonous, irrelevant, or misaligned with one's values are more likely to drain energy. Aligning daily actions with long-term goals and intrinsic motivations can provide a steady source of mental energy and drive.
It's important to note that mental energy is not evenly distributed throughout the day. Many people experience peak cognitive performance in the morning, followed by a natural dip in the afternoon, and a second, smaller peak in the evening.
Recognizing these patterns and scheduling tasks accordingly can maximize productivity and efficiency. For example, tackling high-priority or mentally demanding tasks during peak energy periods can yield better results, while reserving routine or low-effort activities for times of lower tenor. As we move forward, it's essential to recognize that we are not just passive participants in the story of our lives, but active creators of our own behaviors and experiences. With awareness, mindfulness, and a deeper understanding of psychology, we can make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and unlock our fullest potential. Let's take the lessons we've learned today about the power of belief, the importance of managing emotions, and the impact of cognitive processes, and use them to foster a greater sense of self-awareness, self-discipline, and compassion. Remember, the mind is an incredibly powerful force. It shapes our actions, our interactions, and ultimately our futures. With the right knowledge, we can harness that power to lead more fulfilling, productive, and meaningful lives. Thank you.